5 signs you are going to make a lot more money in the future. 5 signs that you are going to make a lot more money in the future. That is what we're going to talk about today. But, first, please send me your validation so that I can inhale it into my nostrils and down to the depths of my soul. Send said validation by subscribing to the YouTube channel. Hit the little notification bell so that you can get brand new videos the moment they come out. All other platforms, please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends so that they can benefit from the value that this content provides. Okay, 5 signs you are going to make a lot more money in the future. I'm here in Miami Beach in front of the Miami Beach Convention Center. We are in an area that is filled with money. We're in an area that is filled with opulence and filled with people who are moving to this area to make the most of their financial situation. And I want to talk about the fact that regardless of what you want to do with your life, money is an important variable. Money is a tool. Money is a vehicle that can help you gain your freedom. And until you understand money properly, until you create the type of money mindsets that are going to help you be successful, you are always going to be stuck in a trap. There are too many people in our society who don't have the proper relationship with money, so they get caught in loops and cycles and things that keep them from living the life that they live. Things like getting into a bunch of debt, like working below wages that they should be making in their life, by not learning how to make a business and create this type of leveraged income that we're going to talk about in a second. Many people find themselves in situations where they don't get to do what they want to do. And that's the number one reason to get money in the first place. You get money so that you no longer have to worry about money. You get money so that money no longer becomes an issue in your life. So if you are somebody who thinks that they do have the potential to make more money in the future, watch this video and we're going to go over the 5 signs that you are going to make more money. Starting with number 1, if you want to make more money in the future, you have to hate being broke. Now, most people are looking at this video and saying, come on, who actually wants to be broke? Well, when it comes down to the level of motivation that you are going to need to do something like start a business or anything that creates the income that it takes to build real wealth, you are going to have to feel truly dissatisfied with your financial situation if you want to do something about it. And if you look at the general population, there's not enough financial situation to do something. I talk about this over and over and over again. People have this sort of low-level anxiety that hums along. You're not making enough money, but you're not also starving. You don't have the time and freedom to do what you want, but you have just enough money. You're broke enough to where you have enough money to do some of the things you like. You can go out and get some drinks with your buddies on the weekend. You can Netflix car and have a flat screen TV, but if you are middle class and you are struggling paycheck to paycheck, you are for all intents and purposes broke. But most people go through this situation because they truly don't despise the idea of being broke. See, it's not about having money. It's about being dissatisfied with not having a vehicle that allows you to have the freedom you want in your life. I hated being broke, not because I wanted fancy things. I'm wearing a $5 H&M t-shirt. I am not a materialistic person, but I hated being broke primarily because when I was broke, I had to do things that I did not want to do. I had to listen to people that I did not want to listen to. I had to deal with clients I did not want to deal with. I couldn't go and do the things that I wanted. I felt trapped. And I looked at my life and I decided that I wasn't going to spend the rest of my life living like this. Because I hated being broke, I made enough money, I created a situation to where I'm able to do things like travel to Miami, travel to Los Angeles, I'm going to New York and Montreal and all these other places because I hated being broke and I wanted to fix my financial situation so that I could have the freedom to do the things that I want. Number 2, you understand that a job cannot make you rich. We talk about this over and over again, leveraged income. You want to create income producing assets. You want to create something that generates money on its own, whether that is intellectual property like a book, or like I'm doing, creating a YouTube channel that goes into an algorithm that grows on its own to feed into products and books, which are in the link below, that you should check out, that help me to build more of a living. I understood that no matter how much of a salary I made, there was going to be a cap on my time. Even doctors and lawyers, people who are the highest paid salaried positions out there, they have to work 80 hours a week to make that money. They don't get to enjoy their money. They're still trapped and confined. And I'd argue that anyone who doesn't have control over their time, they don't have real wealth. If someone can tell you where to be and what to do, you do not have real wealth. And even people who make high salaries, they are capped. There is no extra money that they can make by working more hours because they eventually have to go to sleep. You can only work so much. And when you are in a salaried position, you are not able to scale yourself. When you have one source of income, you are not able to scale that. You are not able to take that money and use it to make more money. Or excuse me, the nature of your profession isn't such that your efforts will reap more money. If you have an hourly wage, it doesn't matter how hard you work. You're gonna get paid the same amount regardless of the effort you put in. But if you are someone like a freelancer, you can double your rates immediately because you realize your work is more quality. You can charge more for your products. You can advertise your products more, and you can sell products around the world 24 hours a day. This is what leveraged income looks like, and this is simply something that you cannot do by working for an employer. And that ties into the earlier point. Regardless of whether you have leveraged income or not, just the fact that someone tells you what to do, even if they are good bosses. I had good employers who I liked, but the sheer fact that if they told me to do something, I had to do it, I needed that escape, and I knew the only way was creating the sort of income that was not tied to my time. As I'm shooting this video, I am making money. My Medium channel is earning money passively. My books are earning money passively. When this YouTube channel grows, I will get paid for advertisements passively. People will look at my videos and buy the products passively. This is the type of situation you want to get in, and this is how the rich build wealth. Number 3, you are willing to commit years of your life to building some level of financial flexibility and freedom. The sheer matter of the fact is it's going to take time. And that's kind of the two-pronged reason why people don't want to spend the time making money. A, it takes a lot of time. B, you don't get paid a lot of money up front for your effort. So I made a lot of money on the back end, but I had to write for free for years to build my skills, to build a fan base, to have people to actually sell my products and share my writing with. This is based off of a blog post that I wrote, and in that blog post I tell a story about this guy who came to visit our college campus, and he talked about this financial services franchise that he owned. And when he first started working for the financial services franchise, he was only making the equivalent of minimum wage, less than that. He was trying to build his career, and he was making less than a McDonald's worker up front. Why? I talk about this over and over again. Read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The rich work to learn. They do not work for money. He was working below minimum wage so that he could gain skills that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 50x more valuable in the future. So when it comes to any sort of online business du jour that you see all these advertisements for get rich quick, 6 figures in 6 months. No, try something like 6 years. My blogging mentor, John Morrow, told me that it was going to take 4 to 6 years to build the type of blog that could create 6 figures, that could lead on the path to wealth. And it took roughly 5 years to get that done. And you need to understand that 5 years, 10 years, is not really a long time frame. There's a really good book called The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. It's kind of a clickbaity title for a book, but it's really profound and pragmatic, and it has all sorts of business ideas in there. And when he uses the word fast lane, he talks about 5 to 10 years being a fast lane to getting wealthy. And if you think about it, if you compare 5 to 10 years to an entire lifetime of living paycheck to paycheck, to an entire lifetime of listening to people you don't want to listen to and spending time with people you don't want to spend time with, 5 to 10 years isn't that long. We talk about it over and over again on this channel, the J curve. At first you start out and you don't make much money, you don't have very good skills, but then if you keep going and keep going, you'll hit an inflection point and you'll hit that tipping point where you will experience exponential growth in your craft. So be willing to spend the time. You are humble enough to become a student of life, to become a student of money. Most people can't make money because they are unwilling to follow directions. It's crazy. There are all these resources out here to help you become better at your craft, to help you make more money. And people, they will read these blog posts, they will take these courses and read these books, and then instead of taking the advice verbatim, they will twist it around in their mind and they will skip steps. They'll proclaim that the product doesn't work. This online business course doesn't work. Trust me, I've taken a bunch of them. They all work. But you have to follow instructions. So what do most people do? If there's 17 steps to building an online business, they do 12, or they do 15, or hell, they only do 4. And then they claim it's the product's fault and not theirs. You have to be willing to be a student. It takes time to understand concepts, especially involving money. It's very counterintuitive. The way that it works is totally different to everything you've been taught about money, about careers, about employment, about business. Everything you've learned up until this point is essentially false and unuseful information. It stands to reason that's going to take you a little bit of time to figure out the right way to do things. And that all comes from lowering your ego. It's very funny. A lot of middle-class people will talk about wealthy people and claim that they are the egotistical ones. People who sacrifice years and decades of their life, spending time creating products that change the world. Bill Gates has been quoted saying when he was building Microsoft, he didn't leave his office for 10 years. Daily, he worked on that company for a decade. If you ask me, it takes the evisceration of your ego to be able to spend the time doing that. Because your ego will tell you that you should be further ahead faster. Your ego should tell you that just because you created a business, people and avoid following directions. But it actually takes humility to work hard. It takes humility to focus on the process before you get tangible results. It takes humility to do the type of process it takes to build financial success, because the way that it works, all of your friends and peers, they're gonna be getting ahead in the normal world. While I was working on my writing career, I watched my friends start getting jobs, nice entry-level salaries, making much more money than I was at the time. I saw them settling into their careers, buying their nice single-family homes and their brand new BMWs. But guess what? Guess who gets the laugh last in the end? Guess what? Guess who gets the last laugh in the end? I spent the time doing the work, and it's not that I'm comparing myself with these people, but now I got the things that I wanted on the back end, and they're still in that position because they didn't want to become students of something that would take a sustained effort to get to a higher level. And lastly, the last sign that you are going to be successful with money is you understand math. You have to understand the mathematics of what it takes to actually be comfortable. When you factor in having to retire and living often decades beyond your income earning days, when you think about what it takes to, put your kids through college if that's what you want to do, to be able to have the experiences you want to have, travel, to be able to have freedom, it just takes a decent amount of money. I can't fathom not making a certain income level and being able to experience certain basic freedoms that I think all human beings want. It takes a certain level of income, or at least at a minimum, it takes a low level of spending with a profit margin to be able to not have to listen to anyone and do the things that you want to do. It takes a certain money to be able to take care of your health and nutrition in the way that you want to, and get supplements and get good food and get organic meals and be able to travel and to be able to stay in a hotel that's not a hole in a wall, and be able to do a vacation more than once a year, to be able to travel around the world without worrying about able to go to a restaurant and just order the food without thinking about what it costs, to be able to have free reign and control over your time. And I'm not saying this as someone who is rich. I'm not a rich person. I have control over my time. Like I said to start this video, I'm not materialistic. I spend $5 on H&M t-shirts focus on building my brand and building my writing career so that I can go to Miami in the middle of the week and shoot videos for my channel and learn, have a vacation and learn at the same time. That's what money allows people to do.